Hi guys, it's me, Gimpys Gal. So I had a little bit of surgery to look a little younger. Hope you guys like it. What is she doing? My little princess. Can you say hi? So I'm getting so big. The littlest Gimpy. Isn't that what we were calling her?
Gimpette?
No. McKenna is Bradley's little Gimpy. I'm Gimpys Gal. McKenna, we had it figured out. McKenna was little Gimp. No. Bradley was Gimpy Jr.
Yeah, Gimpy Jr.
McKenna's little Gimpy. This is the littlest Gimpy.
Or baby Gimpy right now.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. I am Gimpys Gal. It has been a very long time. I don't think I've done a guesses since the baby's been here. Maybe I've done one. But you probably saw her at the beginning. She had a little cameo. She's the cutest thing. We love her so much and we're so happy to have her home. And if you see bags under my eyes, if you might have just heard the baby cry, yes, we're in that new phase of a new baby where you're up all night and things are crazy, and we have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, so it's go, go, go for us. So I am sitting down very quickly to film this for Gimpy. This is a GMT game. It's called Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea. So if you're new, or since I haven't done one of these in a while, I'll just briefly explain to you kind of what a Gimpys Gal Guesses is all about. So as I said, I'm Gimpys Gal, I'm his wife, and we started this a while back. Just we saw on another channel, the players aid their wives kind of sat down and tried to guess a little game. I don't know what kind of a game it was called, but it was just fun. They were just kind of laughing and having a good time with it, and we thought that that was really cool. And so we kind of did our own little spin on it and made it like a series. So when he gets a new game, I sit down and try to figure out, without reading the rule book, what the game is. And the reason that it's become a whole thing on his channel is because, number one, I am not a war gamer in any sense of the word. We have a few games that we do like to play, so I'm a little bit of a board gamer, but not in any way, shape, or form that would make me knowledgeable on any of these games. So to see me guess is usually quite funny because I'm usually way off. You know what? Actually, I'm not. Most of the time I guess within reason. I never guess it perfectly, but some of my guesses have been pretty funny. Some have been spot on. So let's just see what this one. So this one, again, it's a GMT. The designers are Christopher Border Bruegg. I hope I said that correctly. Mark McLaughlin, and then the game developer is Fred Schachter. I don't know how to say that, but anyway, we're doing something a little different this time too. He's going to have an overhead view so you can see a little better what I'm looking at instead of me trying to hold it up to the camera. So hopefully that works for some of you old-time viewers that have been around for a while. So let us know if you prefer this way better, where we have the picture-in-picture, so you can get a better view of this. Because even though I'm trying to guess the game and this is kind of for fun, I'm also kind of showcasing the game because Gimpy doesn't ever just sit down and unbox it. And sometimes he does, but that's usually up to me because, let's face it, I look much better doing it. All right, so Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea. Let's open it up here. Actually, before I open it, I always look at the back of the box to see what we have here. So on the back, we have a little history lesson, it looks like. It says, you can play solitaire or with up to 5 other players. So right off the bat, we know this can be played solitaire or up to 5 players. And then the next thing I look at is down here, and it's where it says the contents and the game scale. So the contents, we have 2 mattable 17 by 22 map boards, 1 rule booklet, 1 playbook, 1 deck of Fate and Wonder cards, 110 cards in the deck total, 10 civilization displays, 6 sequence of play and change of epoch player aid cards. And then for the scale, so this is where it tells you like the difficulty and the time and all that. So it's 1 to 6 players. It says, so yeah, solitaire or up to 5 other players. It includes the full solitaire system, so that's really cool. I know a lot of the games Gimpy does is solitaire. So when a game can be played multiplayer or Solitaire. Sometimes it doesn't come with the Solitaire system, but this comes with the full Solitaire system in the box. So if you're playing at Solitaire, you have all you need to have to play it in this box as well, which is really cool. It says it's for ages 14 and up, and it says map area movement. I don't see a time frame or anything, like turn time or anything, but I did miss some of the contents. We have one Solitaire player aid card, one sticker sheet, 400 wooden discs, 50 each in 8 colors, and then we have 5 embossed wooden cylinders and 7 square wooden blocks. Okay, complexity is a 3, so it's not too bad, and Solitaire suitability is a 9, so it's very suitable for Solitaire play. So that's what I usually do. It gives a little example of some of the contents here. Now we're gonna open it and take a look inside and try to figure out what this is all about. So, ancient civilizations of the inner seas. I'm pretty sure that probably explains that you're maybe discovering some civilizations from back in that time. Or I can set this where it's not in that camera's way, but it's, hopefully that's not too confusing, or maybe I'll put it on this side. There we go. All right, so we have the rule book right here on top, and the playbook. Usually I just kind of dump it, so there we go. Comes out nice and easy. Okay, and there, I love when the inside of the box has this little divider thing, so that it helps kind of put things back in neatly in their place. And this has like the game design on the actual cardboard part, so that's pretty cool. So we'll just set that right there for now. So here's all of the wooden cylinders and discs and cubes. They're all in here, so you can see the discs come in 8 different colors. So these are the discs, and they come in 8 different colors. And then we have cylinders. That one has a star on the top, and then we have wooden cubes as well. So those are all the wooden pieces. A lot of those. So they're not divided up, but they all come in this bag, so that's cool. And then we have our 2 decks of cards. This looks like our map, and then our player aid cards and such. So this is the sticker sheet. So it came with a sticker sheet, so this must be for some cardboard counters that don't have, yeah, it says spares. So if you lose any of these or you need extras, these stickers help you to make spares of some of these counters. So that's pretty cool if you do ask me. Put that in the box. All right, these look like the different civilizations is my guess. Let's see, it said 10 civilization displays. I think that's what these are, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yep, 10 of them. So we'll go through them super quick. We have Carthage, Iberia, Egypt, Gaul, Mauritania, Minos, Mycenae, Phoenicia, I don't know, Rome, Troy, and back to Carthage. So those are the civilization display cards, and they all have the same, they all have different things on them, but they have these little, you know, whatever. It tells you about that civilization. So there's 10 of them to choose from. Move these out of the way. Now this is sequence of play. So these are player aid cards. There's enough for every player to have one. So there can be up to 6 players. There should be 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. One of them might be the Solitaire. Yep, this is the Solitaire. So we have a Solitaire player aid card right here, front and back. So it has everything you need to play at Solitaire. And then the rest of these are just regular sequence of play, and there's 6 of them so that every player, because you can play up to 6 players, has their own sequence of play card, and it is front and back. So there's that, and then we're Rulebook and Playbook. Now this says, due to a miscommunication during production, the brown discs noted in the Rulebook are actually light blue. When you see brown discs or read about brown discs, think light blue instead. Apologies. That's cool. People are gonna make mistakes. It so happens. I mean, I could not imagine when I went to the WBC last year, Couldn't go this year, I had just had a baby, but last year we did go for the first time, and I got to meet some developers and kind of see what they were putting into some games that weren't even in the works yet. They were just like in idea mode or phase, and how much they put into it. So I could never expect someone to do something to perfection, but I think it's really cool if something is caught after production or before it goes out to include a little thing like this to let you know, hey, simple mistake. It isn't anything that's worth like reprinting the game over or like recalling it. It's a color, which is real easy to say brown. So if I say brown, it's the light blue. There is no brown discs, there's light blue discs. So that's a very simple mistake and simple correction. So that's cool they included that in there so that you know right away there's a correction that needs to be made. So we'll just look at the rule book real quick. I don't read through it because that kind of defeats the purpose of guessing. If I read it, then I wouldn't be guessing. I'd be knowing and reading and being smart, right? But that's not fun. The fun in this for me is like, I'm going to make this work without, I don't need a rule book. I can make this game work how I want it to work. So the rule book is 24 pages. It's a paper one. These scare me because if you've been around for a while, you know that there was a game I ripped a map on. It was a paper, it was like this material, like cardstock, and I ripped it when I was trying to fold it back up. Not my fault, but it happened. So anything that's paper and not super sturdy scares me that I could somehow destroy it. So not crazy about that, but it's a color rule book. And it's 24 pages, and it's given, you know, example of gameplay and setup and all that jazz. So it's just your typical rule book. I mean, it tells you how to play and what the rules are. So I'm not going to read it because, again, that defeats the purpose. This is the playbook. So it's 60 pages, and I guess this is the different maybe type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Different scenarios that you can maybe play, I'm guessing. Yeah, scenarios. So that's what this is. This has all the scenarios in it. So that's the playbook. And then we have the 2 decks of cards, and then let's look at this really quick. There's supposed to be, I think, 2 maps. Yeah, so here is one. So there's one. So we have Troy. We have a lot of the civilizations listed on here, and the rest must be listed on the other one. So there is one. We have a victory point track down here, so that tells me you're collecting victory points, which I love. And here is the second mountable map. And it has the remaining, looks like 5 civilizations on this board. And on this one, we have EPOCH, epoch, 1, 2, 3, and 4, turn 1, 2, 3, and 4, civilization turn tracker. And it does say over here, at the end of turn 2, you draw a card. If it has a number 2 in the number, the epoch ends. If not, play on. At the end of turn 3, draw a card. If it has a 2 or a 3 in the number, then the epoch ends. If not, play on. So these are the maps. It doesn't look like they necessarily go like that you have to have them on top of each other to play. So I'm guessing it depends on which, out of this playbook, which scenario you choose, which map, it'll tell you which map you need to play with. So let me fold these back up. But yeah, those look pretty simple. Not like there's too many crazy things. Sometimes these maps have like crazy things on them and it's hard to figure out, you know, what it's all about. All right, so there's that. Now the cards, it said there were 1 deck of Fate and Wonder cards. And there was another deck of cards. No. Fate and Wonder. So one must be Fate, one, yeah, okay. So these are the Wonder cards right here, and this is the Fate deck. There's 110 cards total. So just to look, I'm not going to open these up because I don't have bags to put them in. This one says Master Spy. Look at all cards in hand belonging to an opposing civilization. Take one of those cards and put it in your hand. So that was a Wonder card. The Fate deck says remove 1 disc from each of the 2 contiguous areas. Earthquake. So Fate deck, Wonder deck. Not sure how that's going to come into play. Obviously, they each affect the game, and it looks like one can help you, like you can take something from someone, or this one you're like removing something from the game and as a whole, so it could affect everybody, or you can affect just one player. So they're kind of like event cards is what I like to compare them to, but those are the cards. So honestly, we've looked at all of the components, and I haven't read through any of the rule book or any of these player aid cards, because I feel like that just gives it away. But just off of what I've seen, I really couldn't tell you. It's like a discovery game is what I'm going to call it. Maybe you get to choose which of these civilizations you're going to play as, and each of them maybe have a benefit, something that they can do that the others cannot. And depending on what scenario you choose, you have a goal, and whichever civilization meets that goal or defeats that goal or reaches a certain point wins. It didn't say that it was cooperative, so I guess you're playing against the other civilizations if you're playing multiplayer. If you're playing solitaire, there is a solitaire right here, which will tell you and play the other side for you. So, I mean, I think that it looks really cool. I like the idea of a game that has to do with ancient civilizations. I do find that part of history very, very intriguing. And even though I'm not a huge history buff, I have definitely heard of some of these places before. Some of them I haven't. That's why I probably mispronounced them. But I like the idea of a game where you're working with ancient civilizations. That's really cool and really sounds fun, but it's probably nothing like what I'm expecting. So this doesn't feel like a game that I can like effectively say this is how you play, because I think there's more than one way to play it, if that makes sense. So there is a solitaire with any other solitaire game. It's going to play the opposing side for you on this type of, like, for example, here's the solitaire player 8. So it's going to tell you what to do so that you can play this game by yourself if you don't have friends to play with. But if you do, you can play with up to 5 of your friends. And my guess is there's 10 civilizations to choose from. So each of you probably chooses a civilization. Again, I guarantee you each of those has something different from the others, a benefit or a boon, something they can do that the others cannot. And then you pick a scenario out of the playbook, and it tells you how to set up, what to start with, what map to use, where to put these on the board. You're probably collecting some of these things. Some of these things probably mean something bad or good, and you're trying to collect them or reach certain goals. So it seems like it's kind of not a Euro style game. It's a war game, so I don't think that it's like a Euro style, but because it has these wooden counters, it always takes me to Euro style because it's my favorite type of game, collecting things. Hello. But without reading the rules and all of that, that's my best guess, is that there's not really one way to play this game. It looks like a game that can be played many different ways, which is really cool, because if there's a game and there's like checkers, there's one way to play checkers. And once you've played it, it's kind of gets old, right? So a game like this where you can play it solitaire, so you can take any of the scenarios and turn them solitaire, that's awesome, because it's going to change the entire way the game is played. Or if you play with different friends, you can pick a different civilization and a different scenario, or you can just pick a different scenario and keep your same civilization. There's so many different ways in my head that this game can be played out with you alone or with a bunch of your friends, that I think the possibilities are endless. So for me to sit here and explain exactly how I think you play is not feasible for this specific game, because I just think there's many, many, many different ways this game can be played. But in gist, I believe this game is something to do, obviously, with ancient civilizations. We do have cards which affect gameplay. You can take something from a player, give something to another player, or take something or put something in the game as a whole. We know it can be played solitaire. We know there's a playbook full of scenarios. There's 2 different maps, and there's all these cool colored discs and cubes and cylinders. So you're collecting or you're distributing, but it looks interesting. And I would go so far as to say I would possibly, not that I have time to with 3 kids now, but if I had the time or the chance, I would consider possibly learning to play this game or playing it with him, because it does look interesting and the components have me thinking that I would enjoy it. But I'm guessing, and I'm guessing blindly, so I could be totally wrong. And if I'm totally wrong, he will let me know, and he will have already let you know with his little comments that he likes to put in his videos. But yeah, I really like this. GMT puts out good games, though. I've played several of their games. I can't think of it off the top of my head. There's one that we played, and I'm pretty sure it was GMT with the animals. I don't want to say it if it's not GMT, but I think it is Dominant Species. I'm pretty sure that's a GMT game. If it's not a GMT game, my apologies. But I have seen him guess other GMT games. I've seen lots of them at the WBC. They're very big and popular. Obviously, they know what they're doing. And they really hit the nail on the head with this one as far as aesthetics go, because this one has me interested, and I'm not a war gamer and I'm not into history all that much. So to catch my eye and make me want to learn is huge. So 2 thumbs up from Gimpys Gal as far as all the components. It doesn't make me feel too overwhelmed. The player's aid card is 1 sheet, which means I don't feel like it's too much information. The rule book is only 24 pages. So all those things for someone like me is gonna make me more likely to learn or to try it than one that has 50 million components. And another way to get me hooked, have wooden cubes. Have something that I can collect that has different colors and sizes and things, and different cards like this where I can pick a team and I'm trying to beat you and I'm in. So that was my guess of Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea by GMT. Again, the designers were Christopher Vorder Bruegg and Mark McLaughlin. So 2 thumbs up to you guys. And the developer was Fred Shader. I don't know how to say that, but I love the artwork. I didn't talk about that, but I do love the colors on the front of the box. It's really eye-catching. And again, great job on just all of it. It screams something that I would probably be into. Again, it reminds me of Euro style, but the only reason why it reminds me of Euro style is because it has all these, and I like to collect things. But these cards and everything I've seen, it just makes me think that it's some type of game where you're discovering and you're expanding. So you're trying to get your civilization to be the biggest and the best, and to have the most land, or to travel and get the most goods. I don't know what these represent, but that's just my guess. And again, with it being Solitaire, with there being 10 options for the civilizations and a whole playbook full of scenarios, I feel like the possibilities are endless for ways this game can be played, which means it's probably a good investment because you can play it so many times that you're going to get your money's worth. So Gimpy is going to definitely do playthrough or review of it soon. That's why I'm doing this now. So let me know if you have played this game. Let us know if you like it, or if you're interested in it after seeing my video or his video. Always let us know, because we love to hear feedback, especially if it's someone went out and bought a game based on our recommendation or our video. You have no idea how much of a reward that is for us, so please let us know. Make sure you're subscribed. I watch YouTube a lot, and you would be surprised how many YouTube channels, something like 90% of their viewers are not subscribed, and that makes a huge, huge difference to the content creators. So in Gimpy's case, if you guys would just super quick hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, it doesn't do anything, but it helps him out a lot. And give it a like if you liked it, or dislike it if you didn't like it. But give us some feedback, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and let me know if you liked this kind of 2-camera style, because we usually just do that camera. So if you liked this camera here, let us know so we can keep doing that in the future. And now that the baby's here and things are starting to settle down a little bit, let me know if you guys enjoyed painting with me. I used to paint models. I did a few videos where I painted live, and we just kind of chit chat on my Facebook. I do have a Facebook for Gimpys Gal. If you haven't found it, go check it out. Or if you liked us doing playthroughs together or live playthroughs, let us know if you want to see any of that, and we can try to work some of those in as well. But and again, that was just an updated Gimpys Gal guesses. I haven't done one in so long that I feel a little rusty, so forgive me if I was weird or awkward, but I'm so excited to be back doing them. Hopefully I'll be doing them a little more regularly, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun stuff coming up for you guys now that the baby's here and things have settled down quite a bit. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye!